Hey guys, Mike Majette, PGA professional and your Selfie golf coach. Let's talk about the driver. So, before we get into your driver work, we need to understand one thing, okay? This club is swung on an arc, okay? And if we were to take from here to here, we want to envision it as a semicircle, okay? So here to there, semicircle, and that's why ball position is so important, and I stressed it, couldn't have stressed it enough in that first video. So irons, if we want to get the ball up in the air, we have to strike the golf ball on the downswing, which is why we put the ball in the middle of our stance, because that's where the club is going to bottom out. Okay, we transfer our weight because we want to hit the back of the ball first, take a divot after the ball, and then we rotate through. Now the driver is different. Okay, the driver, we are to hit on the upswing. That's why it's on a tee, that's why it's in the front of our stance. Okay, so when I set up, if I drop my driver, it's on the inside part of my lead foot. So my left foot, because I'm a righty, right foot if you're a lefty. Okay, this is even with the inside of my left foot, because going back to that semicircle, from here, the club's gonna bottom out in the arc, okay? We're not gonna hit the ground, and we're gonna strike it on the upswing. If you wanna add distance, obviously technique is very important. However, we wanna hit the longest drivers in the world have an upward angle of attack with the driver. So, in going back to that semicircle talk, the driver is to be struck on the upswing. That's why we put it in the front of our stance. Okay, so on the way down, the club's gonna bottom out here relative to the swing arc. Okay, we're not gonna hit the ground with the driver. So it's gonna reach the bottom of the arc in the middle of our stance, and we're gonna hit this ball off the tee on the upstroke or the upswing on the way through. So one way to think about it relative to your right or your trailing hand position. So I'm a righty, I'm going to use my right hand. An iron will be struck with a right wrist. I'm exaggerating this, but a right wrist position like this. Okay, I'm just exaggerating so you guys can see this. Okay, the driver we want here. Okay, we don't want to lead the club with the handle with the driver, okay, because then that's not good. We don't want that. Okay, we want this club head to release, and we want to hit it on the upstroke so we can get the ball up in the air easier. Okay, a lot of people struggle with that, and that's because they're trying to hit the ball like this, or all that other stuff that goes on in the backswing that we'll talk about right now. Okay, I don't want you to help the ball in the air. What do I mean by help the ball? On the way down, you lean back, you try to help it up, you get your weight falling away from the target. I want both feet flat on the ground. Okay, we're gonna maintain that position in the backswing. On the way down, we're still transferring our weight, but because the ball's so far forward, we're keeping our weight behind the golf ball, which is gonna encourage us to hit the driver on the upswing, okay? So when I'm referring to my right hand again, I'm trying to feel like on the way through, my right palm is facing towards the sky, then I swing through and it's going to release. Now, most of my weight in the beginning is going to be on my right side or my trailing side, okay? And when I say most, it's about 60% on my right side, 40% here. With my short irons and wedges, 60% on my lead side, 40% here, okay? And that's because they're struck differently. Wedges and irons, we strike down on. Driver, anything, pretty much anything off the tee, like a wood, we're hitting on the upswing. So, you can see here, most of my weight, 60% here. See my shoulder angle. Okay, my shoulders are tilted up towards the sky. That's going to encourage even more that we hit this ball on the upswing. Okay, so shoulder plane or shoulder angle tilted up towards the sky. Driver taking it back, making a backswing Most of my weight started here, so really all I have to do is turn behind the golf ball. Okay, on the way down, same move. Okay, my left pocket is going back. I'm going to continue to clear, and on the way down, club bottoms out here, and I'm hitting this on the upswing. Let's do it again. That's one. Just kidding. So let's practice backswing here. Notice how I'm not shifting my weight outside the golf ball or even with the golf ball. I'm keeping my head right here. That's also going to encourage what? Hitting it on the upswing. Okay, so let's practice that. 60% of my weight on my trail side. Shoulder angle pointed up towards the sky. I'm not flat, obviously not like this. So here. Make a backswing, turn my left shoulder behind the golf ball on the way through. Left pocket clears, keeps clearing. Belt buckle turns, boom. Then we go. Notice how I'm keeping my head behind the golf ball. I'm not swinging through to where my head is going to shift left to right or right to left. Let's go ahead and hit one. Just want you to watch my left hip and my head position. So, if you were watching my left hip, watch my head position. If you were watching my head position, watch my left hip. Again, 60-40 relative to my weight, shoulders tilted up, turn behind the ball, let it go. Okay, so those are your basic driver tips for now. We'll see you in about a month with your next set of driver tips.